Hey guys, good morning and thanks for joining. So we started network security. Under network security, we started next generation firewall. In the last class, I explained about how to purchase a firewall and also what are the differences between normal firewall versus next generation firewall and what are the different types of deployment options. Let's go and discuss about other options now or other features or other implementation process what we have to do. So next concept is firewall manager. Before going to firewall manager, how many firewalls every organization it will maintain? So how many firewalls we have to purchase? Firewall, it's a mandatory in the perimeter side, compulsory 100% we have to purchase two firewalls. So why we have to purchase two firewalls? In case primary firewall is going down, then who will take care of the appropriate blocking of the instance or security related attacks or threats and vulnerabilities? There is no other option and choice. So that is the reason if you whatever drawback we do have, so then we have to go and we have to purchase the second firewall also. So second firewall it will act as a backup firewall. Otherwise, that is also called as a secondary firewall. That is also called slave firewall. So that is also called passive firewall. So in the perimeter set, 100% we have to maintain the two firewalls. One is primary and second one is secondary. Otherwise, we can also call it as a primary or backup, or master or slave, active or passive. So these are the two different types of firewalls we have to maintain. So we do have the second option. That second option is internal firewall. What did I say? Internal firewall. Internal firewall in between access switch and core switch we have to deploy. So that one we are maintaining one firewall, that is fine. Why? Because already we are maintaining two firewalls in the perimeter side and second firewall we are maintaining under the in between the access switch and core switch. So total we have three firewalls. It depends organization whether we want to purchase one firewall or two firewalls. Let's open our network architecture diagram. Let me show where we have to deploy the firewalls. Already have seen this one, but anyways, once again I will show that one. So go back to our network architecture diagram. In this DMZ zone or DMZ zone, so firewall, this is called perimeter firewall. This perimeter firewall, we have to deploy as a two firewalls. One is primary and one is secondary. So, but what another thing I told you, so in between the access switch and core switch or distributor switch, otherwise, we have to deploy one more firewall. So this firewall, it is called internal firewall. And this firewall, whatever we are deploying the DMZ zone, so this one we can call it as perimeter firewall or internet facing firewall. So internet facing firewall, we have to purchase two, but internal firewall we are purchasing one also fine. Why? Because already we have two firewalls in the perimeter side. So these two things it will be taken care of the our internet, because most of the traffic and most of the attacks will come through nowadays because of the internet. So 90% of the attacks will come through internet. Remaining 10% of the attacks will come through within the organization. That is called insider threat or internal attacks. So here two firewalls and here one firewall. I'm not saying only just we have to purchase only one firewall on the internal side. Yes, if you have the budget, we can purchase two firewalls here also. And one more option, what I told you, it's not a mandatory. Every organization will go and it will purchase this firewall. It depends on the, so whether it is covering everything and also whether what is the traffic of the organization, what is the LAN bandwidth, what is the total number of the end users, what are the total number of the applications, how many VPN connections they want, depending on the several parameters. So final conclusion, in the perimeter firewall, compulsory we have to maintain the two firewalls. For example, forget about the internal firewall anyways. So two firewalls we have to maintain. In the perimeter, we have to deploy two firewalls for single location. Okay, it's fine now, but consider, for example, our office located distributed deployment. This is called single location or standalone deployment. Standalone deployment meaning here for single location. But if we have the 10 locations, our office is distributed across the multiple locations across the globe, and our office location may be, so consider 10 locations. So for 10 locations, we have to purchase 10 into 20 firewalls. Okay. So it's for multiple locations. So now each and every location 2 firewall. For 10 locations, we have to purchase total, okay, 20 firewalls. 10 into 20, 20 firewalls. So 20 firewalls, every firewall has a URL link. Primary firewall has the URL link that is called management console. In the similar way, secondary firewall, we do have the management console. And also, so primary firewall, take example of Hyderabad location, 2 firewalls. Hyderabad location, primary firewall, 1 management console. Hyderabad firewall, secondary firewall, 1 management console. In the same as it is for Bangalore location. So one firewall is it is belongs to primary firewall, and second firewall is belongs to secondary firewall. In the similar channel location. So total we have to maintain the 20 consoles, 20 firewalls. If you want to log into all those firewalls at a time, we have to maintain the 20 web browsers. Example. So we already discussed about firewall demo. I have shown several times in the class also. So example, FortiGate firewall demo. If are opening, so always we are going with the our FortiGate dot. Yeah. So this is the console. This is called management console or user console to take care of the administration, implementation, configuration, and finally security incident investigation and forensic analysis. Now this is the console I'm referring basically. So now this is our primary console. In this similar way, example take this one is our Hyderabad primary console, Hyderabad firewall primary console. In the same as it is, we do have the secondary console also. That is for Hyderabad location. In this similar way for Bangalore location, we have 2 consoles. For Chennai location, 2 console. For Mumbai location, 2 console, and so on. Total 20 consoles we have to open. And 20 console every time we have to open for the investigation, implementation, administration, and also we are not sure where and which site that alert is triggering and so on. So it is a lot of mess up and lot of complicated, lot of difficult, whether we are opening the Hyderabad firewall or whether we're opening the Chennai firewall, otherwise whether we are opening the Bangalore firewall, we have a little bit confusion here and there. So that is the reason what a drawback it is there to maintain for 20 consoles. We have one of the option is called firewall manager. So for firewall manager, it will manage all the firewalls from the single console. There is no need to maintain, there is no need to operate, there is no need to open all the 20 consoles in the web browser. Okay. So example, this one of the web browser, this is another web browser. Hyderabad primary, Hyderabad secondary, Bangalore primary and Bangalore secondary. So Chennai primary and Chennai secondary. How many web browsers we have to open? How many consoles we have to open? It is a lot of complication and we will get confusion as the end user, part of the firewall security or network security, which firewall I'm into, whether I'm into Bangalore firewall or whether I'm into Hyderabad firewall or whether I'm into Chennai firewall and so on. To eliminate this drawback, what companies or vendors they have done, they created one of the concept. That concept we can call it as firewall manager. Okay, go back here. Firewall manager. What this firewall manager it will do? So firewall manager, it's a single console. All the 20 firewalls we can manage. We can do the administration. We can do the implementation. Even we can do the security instant investigation also. There is no need to open the 20 consoles. There is no need to open the 20 console for the security instant investigation or administration implementation. As an end user, we are a part of the security team under the network security firewall, and as L1 or L2 or L3 or as the implementation team. So we no need to get any confusion. So managing administration implementation and also even security instant investigation also from the firewall manager. Firewall manager like a single console. Under the firewall manager, we can go and we can configure all the firewalls. Okay, for example, one of the alert is triggers, one of the security instant or alert is triggered to Hyderabad firewall. Just you can go to firewall manager it's a single console, and there you can go and you can click on the Hyderabad firewall. So if the security incident is triggered to Chennai firewall, you can go and you can click on the Chennai firewall console. Then automatically it will take to Chennai firewall. In this similar for Mumbai location, then click on the Mumbai related console. Then automatically it will redirect it to Mumbai console. So this is the way how the firewall manager can be used to take care of the administration, implementation, configuration, and security instant investigation. So that is the advantage of the firewall manager. I can show practically this one once we are going to the Sophos XDR tool. Sophos XDR tool, even we can go and we can use it for our firewall, Sophos firewall manager also. Okay. Firewall manager, it will act as a manager to manage, to admin, to implement, to configure, and it will take care of the security instant investigations. Okay. So note I'm giving, there is no need to open all the consoles for doing the administration, implementation, and security instant investigations. How this process will occur? Log into firewall manager. Go to firewalls. Go to location wise firewalls. Click on site wise firewall whenever security incident is triggered. Then after that you can redirect to it is another console. So then you can go and you can give the username and password. Then automatically you are able to log into that firewall. Then you can go and you can do the security incident investigation, forensic analysis. So this one I can show practically once we are going to firewall demo option. Okay, that is about firewall manager. So next one is security profiles. So this one I have shown already in the last class. What is security profiles? So security profiles and also policies are heart of the our firewall. I'm repeating once again. For any security security tool. So what is heart? So heart is nothing but here policies. Policies detection methods are like a heart. In the similar way for firewall side, so what is the heart? So here security profiles and also policies. So and detection methods are like a heart, especially policies, because based on the policies and based on the detection methods only, firewall can go and can do either allowing of the firewall, allowing of the traffic, or blocking of the traffic, or maybe even alerting of the traffic also. So that's why always policies are very, very important. Not only just our firewall, even this one is applicable to our EDR tool or SIM tool especially, and also even DLP, encryption, file integrity, any security tool in simple words. So what is the heart? So policies or rules or conditions or algorithms. According to these policies or rules or conditions or algorithms or use cases only. So security tool either it will go and it will use the generating of the alert notification or blocking of the alert notification or blocking of the attacks or allowing of the attacks. So in the especially firewall topic what we are discussing now. So if you want to configure the policies now, so security profiles we have to configure first. After configuring these security profiles, then we have to go and we have to create a policy. Similarly, whatever we have seen in the vulnerability management. In the vulnerability management, how can you create a scan rule? If you want to create a scan rule, first we have to create scan policy using the template. Which template we have selected? Advanced network scan. Hope you remember. So after that, we went and we created a scan rule. So in the scan policy, you'll specify the policy name and also CS hardening benchmark, Remaining settings by default as it is we have to keep. After that, we have to give the authenticated or unauthenticated scan. In the scan rule, we have to specify the rule name, rule description. Then we have to specify the folder information where the reports it has to store after scanning is completed. Then after that, we have to specify the scanner information. And after that, we have to specify the so targeted IP address or assets information. And finally, we have to specify the scheduling of the task also. So when the scan is going to complete. So whether, and nothing but whether it is on-demand scan or scheduled scan. So that's called scan rule. Same as it is, this for vulnerability management side. So in the similar way, if you want to configure the firewall policy, first and foremost, what we have to do, go back to firewall. And first we have to configure these security profiles. First, we have to configure these security profiles. After configuring these security, can you see my? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. First, we have to configure these security profiles on the left-hand side: antivirus security profiles, web filter, video filter, DNS filter, application control, CASP, intrusion prevention system, IPS, file filter, email filter, voice over IP filter, ICAP, web application firewall, DLP. So these are all the couple of security profiles we have to configure first. After configuring these security profiles, thereafter we can go and we can create a policy under the firewall policies side. So this firewall policy like a heart for any firewall. Not only as I said, in security tool policy is like a heart to. So that security tool, and according to this policy only, so whatever conditions we are defining, whether it is a default, whether it's a customized one, according to that we'll take the appropriate actions. So these are the policies we have to configure. Okay. So now we are discussing about security profiles first. So where can we enable these security profiles? So I will show one thing here. So you can see here security profile. So this is the security profile option. So this is the place security profile. So if you don't configure these security profiles, so how can we go and we can create the policies? We cannot create the policy. First we have to create the our security profiles. Thereafter we have to choose the our so security profiles in the policy. Okay, this is the way how we can go and we can create policy side. So let's go back. So security profile. Security profile. First we have to configure before configuring the policy. After creating security profile, we have to enable sorry, we have to enable in the firewall policy. So what are the different types of security profiles we will configure? What are all the different types of security profiles we will configure? Just now I have shown already. So one is antivirus. Second one is URL filtering. So third one, IPS. Fourth one, web application firewall, proxy. So DNS. Then file filtering. CASP. Cloud access circuit broker. Then we have to configure voice over IP filter, video filter. Then we have to configure the app control, web control, DLP, and so on, extra. So these are the couple of security profiles we have to configure. We no need to enable each and every policy, all these profiles. First, we have to try to understand what is our internal stakeholder requirement. According to that one, we can go and we can enable whatever it is applicable these profiles. It is not a necessary. We have to go and we have to apply all these 13 to 20 in between all the profiles in the policy side. So according to our business requirement, for example, maybe one of the DevOps person, he wants to open one of the website name is called as a GitHub. Now, how the business requirement here, www.github.com. What exactly our DevOps guy, he can go and he can try to do under the GitHub side. So he can download the, okay, so couple of default related any automated scripts or programming or development, it is available in the GitHub, or maybe he can download repositories, or maybe he can download the libraries. Those libraries and packages are, so programmings or development, he can use it for his own purpose. So now, once he's downloading, what are the possible options it is required for the DevOps side? You have to try to understand in the analytical and logical way. So here, okay, drive-by download. So the drive-by download, so www.github.com is part of our website and application. So that is nothing but here. So URL filtering we have to enable. Example, DevOps person or DevOps user, not person, user wants to access www.github.com. So this is the requirement now. Now in this scenario, only DevOps team only they want github.com. So that is the requirement they given to us. Then we have to create a policy now. Before creating a policy, what did I say? First and foremost, we have to create a policy. So we have to go and we have to create all these policies. So whether all these policies are mandatory to enable the github.com to DevOps team, we have to try to understand how the attacker is a possibility is there. He can try to do the hacking part whenever we are enabling the github.com. So one is antivirus or anti-malware. In the networking side, how the malware it will come to us, there are three sources of the malware. One is called drive-by downloads, one is called clicking on the phishing email malware attachment, third one is called as copying of the files via through peripheral devices or removal devices. So these are the three options how the malware is entering into the organization site. Now, so antivirus, whether it is a phishing email, this requirement is a phishing email, no, not at all, it is not applicable. Whether it is a copying of the files, no, not at all, it is a website. So drive-by downloads. So DevOps guy is downloading one of the Python file, or DevOps person is downloading one of the bash file, so one of the C programming file. In that scenario, so drive-by downloads is possible. So through drive-by download also malware it will appear. So antivirus profile we have to enable. So that is one of the option. Otherwise, our malware is got injected into the end user machine of the DevOps user, and finally that system is getting compromised in case our EDR or XDR or antivirus agent is sleeping. So second option, so URL filtering we have to enable obviously. Nothing but why? Because you are allowing that github.com, then only user is able to access the github.com. So here also we have to enable the URL filtering. We have to whitelist github.com and IPS. Whether IPS is possible, so network traffic is coming as inbound and outbound from the DevOps guy once he is accessing github.com. Github.com is a public website. It is available in the untrusted zone. Go back to our network architecture diagram. GitHub is available in the here. And our end user DevOps guy is sitting here. So whether any abnormal or malicious traffic can be go in this way, yes, it is possible. We have to enable the IPS also. So this is what he wants to access, github.com. So then we have to, yes, we have to enable the IPS also. So what is IPS? So it is abnormal or malicious or suspicious activity is doing by any internal employee or maybe external attacker. So then IPS it will do the detection and also blocking. So it will do detection, identification, and also blocking. But IDS only it will detect it and it will monitor, but it will not block it. So that is IDS. So now go back here. Is IPS also we have to enable. So next one is web application firewall. Web application firewall, it is not applicable. Why? Because yes, it is possible in one way. 50% it is possible, 50% is not possible, because github.com is a website. For this website, maybe attack is trying to do the hacking also. Yes, we can enable WAF. Okay. So next one is proxy capability. Yes, we can enable the proxy capability also, because website we have to enable. We have to do the whitelist. So DNS, yes, DNS also you have to enable. So video filter, it is not applicable. So this one is no need to enable. Voice over IP filter, it is not applicable because it's not making a call. It's going to github.com. So voice over IP call, it is not applicable. Video filter, it is not applicable. So app control, yes, it is possible. Because application whitelisting and block listing, web control, yes, it's a website. We have to enable. So these are all the options we have to enable for the once the end user part of the DevOps guy is giving the requirement opening of the www.github.com. So these are all the options we have to enable. So that is the way you can go and you can think about logical way. What is the try to understand about the business requirement. Who is the business here? Business here is DevOps team. So business here is DevOps team. According to the DevOps team, what are the possible ways the attackers or hackers are try to do the threats or vulnerabilities or hacking part. So these are the possible ways how the attacks are able to come and enter into the once the DevOps guy is accessing to the github.com. Okay. So now go back to here. In this similar way, you can see here whether all the policies are not enabling. First one, they enabled certificate inspection. Second one, they enabled app control. In the similar second policy, whatever they created, once again certificate inspection and once again app control. So nothing but a certificate inspection means SSL TLS. So let's go and see about third one. Third one, once again certificate inspection SSL and also app control. Not app control, antivirus. I can maximize. So here you can see. So this is the place. So this is called security profiles. This is the heading now. We can move here and there also. So secret SSL TLS certificate and default, SSL TLS certificate and default, app control, AV means antivirus. For this one, they enable antivirus. So this is the way we have to try to understand about the requirement related to policy, and so then finally we have to configure the policy. So SSL and once again antivirus. So for this one, SLTLS certificate only. So this policy is disabled. So, but what are the different types of security profiles they configured? So, app control, IPS, intrusion prevention system, and also SSL. So, according to their requirement, this policy they created. What is the policy for this one? ISFW, high availability data center firewall. Okay. So, what I'm trying to say, it's see every organization policy it is not same as it is. Whether you and me purchasing one of the apartment, whatever you like interior design and whatever I like interior design may be different. Both are different in the same as it is. So even based on the customer requirement, that policies may be changed. Every customer will not go and it will not create same policies as it is. According to their requirement, we can go and we can create the policies. Okay. So this is the way how we can go and we can create policies. I'm removing this one. So who will create by this one? Whether L1 or L2 or L3? Not even L1 or L2 or L3, implementation guy. So implementation guy can go and create so these particular policies. So next one is firewall policies. Firewall policies validation, nothing but rules configuration. This one, firewall policies can be used to configure the condition after gathering the customer requirement. So after gathering the customer requirement, according to the customer requirement or business requirement, we can go and we can create a policy. So our business requirement in simple words. Okay, we have to, it's a rule or condition, and we have to go and we have to configure the policy. So now if you want to configure the firewall policies, first and foremost, you should try to understand, okay, so how many zones firewall contains, firewall zones are. So give me another 5 to 10 minutes. I will explain about firewall zones. Firewall zones. This concept already we discussed under the network security architecture diagram. So every network security architecture it contains, there are three different types of zones. What are those three different types of zones? One is called as our trust zone. I am repeating network security architecture diagram. This is also called internal zone. So go back to our diagram now. So this is our internal, or this is also called trust zone. Within the organization, only node to node communication, private IP address communication, if you want to use it, that one we can call it as a trust or internal zone. Okay. What is second zone? Second one is called DMZ or DMZ, demilitarized zone. This word came from military. So it will act as a boundary in between trust and untrust. And what is third zone in the firewall or any network security architecture? It is called untrust or external or internet or public. So these are the four different types of names for the same. Untrust, that is also called external, that is also called internet, that is also called as a public. Go back here. So second zone is called as external, internet, public, untrust. So that is second zone. What is third zone? DMZ or DMZ. So demilitarized zone. So now, so whenever any business stakeholder, when I say business stakeholders, with whom you are doing the business, or internal stakeholders, maybe you are supporting for customer or client, you can gather the information from the customer or client. What are the different types of policies we have to configure under the firewall side? So what are the different types of policies we have to configure? Email policy, one of the policy. Blocking of the social networking websites is one of the policy. So next one, example, blocking of the RDP session is one of the policy. Blocking of the malicious IP is one of the policy. Allowing of the business applications is one of the policy. Allowing of the VPN access is one of the policy. Allowing of the guest user access whenever the vendors or my partners they are coming to office. For example, couple of times we are doing business with the other companies. Those companies people they will come to our business purpose. In that in that scenario, what we have to do? Whatever they are coming, obviously they will ask Wi-Fi. But how many days they are coming for office location? They are coming for 1 day or 2 days or 3 days or 1 week. So for that 1 week, we have to provide the access to Wi-Fi and what type of application they are using. So whoever is coming to discuss with the business. So whether it is a vendors or whether it is a partners or whether it is a distributors or whether it is other people also. So we have to provide Wi-Fi access to them and what application they want to access for. So how many days they're staying in our office location. So this is the way how you can try to understand about practical day-to-day life, about business oriented and also other stakeholders oriented, and what is the requirement. And according to that requirement, you can go and you can think about whether traffic is going from the trust to untrust. How many possible ways we can go and we can create policies for this one now. So there are total 6 ways we can go and we can create policies. So what are that policies? Trust to untrust is one of the policy. In the similar way, trust to DMZ or DMZ. So second one, DMZ to trust. Next one is DMZ to untrust. So third one, untrust to trust. So fourth one, untrust to DMZ. Only 3 zones, but what are the ways we can go and we can configure the policies according to requirement set? Total 6 ways we can go and we can create the policies based on the probability. So the traffic can go and can go via, so trust to untrust, nothing but here, go back to architecture diagram. So trust to DMZ, that is one of the policy we can configure. Trust to untrust, that is one of the policy. In the similar way, DMZ here, DMZ to trust, we can create one of the policy. DMZ to untrust, we can go and we can create one of the policy. Last probability, untrust to trust, untrust to DMZ. So how this one is possible? You have to understand what is the requirement is providing. Okay. So for example, consider one of the backup server. They are migrating from our critical zone to non-critical zone, or critical zone to DMZ zone. So right now it is a critical zone or critical server. They are making like a non-critical zone, where the non-critical servers normally organizations can be gone. They will deployed in the part of the network architecture or network segmentation under the so DMZ zone. So this is like a non-critical server. Right now, one of the backup, that one we are migrating from so critical to non-critical. We are segregating. Critical backup is one server and non-critical backup is one server. So example, take our database server. This is our database server. So this database server, what we are making now, one is a critical one and second one is non-critical one. So critical one, we obviously will keep it here. Non-critical one, we will move it to here. Now for this one, we are copying of, we are migrating or we are copying of the database from the critical to uncritical. Now how the policy we can go and we can configure trust to DMZ. Okay. Now one of the guest user is coming to our internal organization. He wants to access. So now guest user, where we can go and we can assign static copies to the guest user. So example, any vendor or any, for example, we are doing business with example, consider we are a part of the TCS company and we are doing the business with State Bank of India. Okay. So State Bank of India people, they are coming here for suppose. Normally they will not come, but anyways, we have to go to customer location. But anyways, otherwise take in the opposite way. So this is State Bank of India. So network architecture diagram, and TCS people, they are going to sit in the customer location in the State Bank of India. So now this is our TCS employee. So he is coming for the one of the firewall upgrade or one of the so application development upgrade, one of the DevOps person upgrade. So these are consulting a service company. They'll provide services to State Bank of India. Now this is our State Bank of India overall network architecture diagram. Overall entire network architecture diagram, it is belongs to State Bank of India, right? Now this TCS person is coming here, and we have to create one of the static IP for he's coming for a week to complete the application maintenance. Okay. Now for a week he is coming to State Bank of India. Now what State Bank of India firewall team they will do? So they will assign one of the static IP to this TCS guy, and what TCS guy needs to complete his task for a week, whatever applications he needs, where this application is located. So these applications are located, for example, trust zone, www.tcs.com. So www.github.com. He can access a couple of repositories from the GitHub and so on. Now he's sitting in the State Bank of India, Mumbai location TCS, and he wants to access a couple of external facing websites. Then he will give the requirement to State Bank of India client team, then State Bank of India firewall team for this TCS guy. So what applications they need, they can go and they can enable and they can create a policy. So this is the way we can go and we can try to understand. Now you are a firewall guy and you're working in the State Bank of India. Once the TCS guy is asking the requirement, now gather the requirement properly and try to understand what exactly he needs. According to that one, you can go and you can create a policy. So this is the way how the regular day-to-day operations we have to go and we have to implement. Okay. Now, so these are all the policies now, as I said. So last policy for any firewall, once you are purchasing any firewall, first and foremost, all these are customized policies. What are policies I'm showing here? All these policies are customized policies. Once you're purchasing, by default, one of the policy, it is existing. That policy, we can call it as implicitly denied. Once you are purchasing any firewall, so only one policy it is existing. That policy we can call it implicitly deny. Implicitly deny meaning here, any traffic is entering into the our firewall, automatically it has to block. So that is the way. Now, this is not only applicable to one specific vendor, it is applicable to each and every firewall vendor. Okay. So only one policy by default it will appear once we are purchasing any firewall. So that firewall policy we can call it as implicitly deny. What is that implicitly deny? Any traffic is entering into the our firewall side, automatically it has to block. But these policies now, they created like a customized one according to requirement. And always implicitly deny policy, we have to keep bottom of the policies. What the firewall rules validation? Don't get confusion, guys.
Which traffic it will deny, sir?
Any traffic, inbound traffic or outbound
Yeah.
traffic,
Okay,
both.
sir.
So once we are purchasing any firewall, default policy is implicitly deny. Why they have done the only bottom of the our policy? Why it is not top? So this policy implicitly deny policy. Once okay, so any vendor is, when any customer is purchasing, why they have to make it like a top? Why they made it like, sorry, why made it like a bottom? Why it is not top? So the reason behind this one is, so you are keeping this particular policy on the top, automatically all the traffic can be blocked. It will not allow all these policies. Nobody cannot access anything. So that is the reason firewall rules validation. Firewall rules validation. Top to bottom approach. Please remember, enter a question. Top to bottom validation or top to bottom approach. Meaning here, based on the policies or based on the conditions only, it will validate top to bottom approach. Top to bottom approach meaning here, first, once the packet is entering, so it will validate our first policy first. After that, it will second policy. It will validate third policy, fourth policy, fifth policy, sixth policy, and so on. Whenever it is meeting the criteria or condition or algorithm, automatically in that step or in that policy, it will stop it automatically. So that is called top to bottom approach. Now you are keeping implicitly deny on the top. So first policy implicitly deny you are keeping on the top. So then automatically the traffic is can be blocked. So that is the first rule validation. Then how the remaining rules validation can be done? First itself we are keeping implicitly deny on the top. These remaining policies will not work in simple scenario. Remaining policy will not work at all. So that is the reason always you have to move implicitly deny from top to bottom. So now all these policies will work fine now. Okay, I will explain the practical way so that you will understand it. So please remember top to, okay, so bottom validation or top to bottom approach. And firewall, it will monitor. Firewall, it will monitor all the traffic of the organization. We can call it as a inbound flow and also outbound flow. That entire flow we can call it net flow data. Entire flow of the organization. So that is called net flow data. Combination of both inbound plus outbound. So this net flow data, another terminology also we do have, that is called north south and east west. So north south or east west. So this one also call it as our overall net flow data. In simple words, inbound traffic plus outbound traffic is also called as a net flow data. Another terminology for the net flow data in the firewall terminology side, north south and east west, nothing but entire organization of the traffic. inbound traffic plus outbound traffic. That is also equivalent to net flow data. So this is another name for the our firewall traffic or firewall net flow data. Okay. So now let's go and discuss about couple of policies. Before going to that, firewall by default I provided already, right? Implicitly deny. Implicitly deny meaning here all the traffic entering into the firewall, it has to block automatically. That is called implicitly deny. So what is the traffic we can call net flow data or else or north south and east west. Okay, two terminologies we can use. Implicitly deny meaning all the traffic has to enter into the organization site, it has to block it automatically. Now let's go and see about practical way how to create a policies. If you want to create a firewall policy, what is the template? Let's go back to our firewall policies tab. So as I said, first and foremost, we have to create security profiles. After configuring the security profiles now, policy name or role name, source zone, destination zone, source user, destination user, schedule, service, action, and also NAT, type, log, all these different security profiles. So these are the different types of, so finally bytes, nothing but logs bytes. What is storage of the bytes? So this is the, okay, so in generic, not in generic, in the Fortinet side, what are the different types of modules we can go and we can configure the under the column wise. In generic, I'm going to explain because we are discussing about in generic now. Let's go back to our firewall policies. What are the different types of, okay, so policies we have to create or columns we have to create, otherwise in simple words. Firewall policy creation. So what are the columns? Just now we have seen policy name. So next one is trust zone or untrust zone, source zone, destination zone, source user, destination user. This one already has shown, I think, when we discussed about our portals protocol, ports and protocols, template, firewall template. Same thing I'm repeating once again now. Port, protocol. Next one, security profiles is a mandatory. Scheduling. Finally, action. So we have to add one more application also. So application. So this is in generic if you want to create any policy. So this is the way how the policy template looks like. Nothing but this is the one I'm discussing now. Okay. So here policy name. Let's go and discuss about couple of practical example. I'm giving the requirement. Now you have to go and you have to block it. So by default, as I said, whenever you are purchasing our firewall, what is the default policy it looks like? So this is called implicitly deny. This is our first policy name. This policy rule example, policy rule number. Example, after purchasing our firewall, first and foremost, by default, what is the our rule number? It will appear one rule number that is called implicitly deny. So nothing but here any, 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 nothing but north, east, south, west. So everything, any protocol, any protocol, any port number, any application, any security profile, automatically scheduling is any scheduling, whether it is today or tomorrow or monthly action, it has to block. So this is our first policy after purchasing the firewall. It will be existing. Okay, now, so this is our first policy. Let's keep it as it is, same as it is. Okay. So second policy, what we are going to create, for example, we can go and we can create the policies for the guest access. So guest access to Wi-Fi guest access, wireless guest access. So same example, what we have taken just now. So to do the application support or application migration, application development, couple of TCS people are coming to State Bank of India to complete application migration for www.sbi.com. So current version of the X application, it is existing and they want to migrate to so X.1 version or X.2 version. They are migrating. So one application, another application, or maybe they simple consider they're upgrading the application now. Okay, now in that scenario, so whether they will bring from their side USB drive, first of all, State Bank of India, they will not allow USB drives to enter into this. So their organization, their locality, their location. So these people, they have to bring only laptop and even they will check everything and gate pass is required to enter in the State Bank of India. So whenever TCS people are going to State Bank of India. Now, so for these people, so that overall requirement to upgrade the application support for a week. In that scenario, what is the policy number 2 and what is the policy name? Application migration. So here we are providing guest access. Forget about their work. So what we need from what we have to provide access to the TCS team. So we need they need wireless access. So for a couple of applications. So here wireless access to TCS members in SBI. So security zone. So where they are sitting. Now go back to our security architecture diagram. This overall network architecture diagram of the State Bank of India. Now whether they will sit, where they will sit, they are going already Mumbai location of the State Bank of India. They will sit in the trust zone. Okay, trust zone. So source zone, trust. So where that application it is existing, whether it is existing the internal zone or whether it is existing the www.statebank.of.india where it is located. Okay, destination zone. So where it is located, you can keep any location, that is fine. Source user. Who is the source user? TCS people. So whether one people are coming or two people are coming and three people are coming. So those three people names we have to provide here. Otherwise, we have to provide the IP address. Okay, TCS user names or IP address. Destination user, whether destination is applicable, not applicable. So port number. So what is the port number they want to use it for the application migration? Example 443 or 8443. Now we are creating the wireless access. We are providing the Wi-Fi access to the TCS employees. Source zone trust, they are sitting in the mobile location of the State Bank of India. Destination zone any I'm keeping. And source user. What is source user here? So TCS employees. How many people are coming? Those usernames and IP address we have to give. And destination zone. So destination user not applicable. And port number 443 they need or 8443. And protocol HTTP. Yes. And application. So which application they want to access? They want to access www.sba sorry tcs.com. So in the similar way, www. They want to do the application migration for State Bank of India sba.com, and also they want couple of other X also www.github.com. Maybe they want to download couple of repositories and security profiles. So now we have to go and we have to enable. So all these antivirus profile we have to enable, URL filtering we have to enable, proxy we have to enable, app control we have to enable, web control we have to enable. Example, whatever it is applicable, we have to go and we have to enable all these profiles. Now, scheduling. For how many days they need Wi-Fi access for a week, starting from Monday for a week, and action allow. So this is the way for a week, for 1 week, we are providing access to tcs.com. So via through 443 and 8443 through HTTPS, only for these three websites only we are giving access to them. Especially State Bank of India migration, they are trying to do it. Now we are creating the policy. Now I have one question now. This is the way policy we created. Now you can tell me if we're keeping implicitly data on the top, and second one is providing the wireless access to TCS members in State Bank of India, whether the TCS users are able to access to www.tcs.com, www.github.com, www.sbi.com. If they
They
are
cannot
able to,
access.
what is the reason?
The first rule is implicit rule that it will block initially that rules
Okay.
only.
Okay, Shaker, perfectly 100% you are right. Then if you want to mitigate that one, what we have to do?
Now, first we have to implement the second rule first.
Excellent. Perfect. Excellent. Thank you so much. You are right. Absolutely, he is right. So now what we have to do? Implicitly deny thing, we have to move it to, because this one by default, it is showing as a block. So now once the TCS users, they are accessing the wireless after sitting in the mobile location, what is the, I said like a top to bottom approach or top to bottom validation. So this is the firewall rules validation. Okay, for policy creation side, top to bottom or top to bottom approach. So not what is the, okay, first policy here, implicitly deny. So by default, after purchasing the firewall, as I said, to implicitly deny policy, it is existing. If you are keeping this one, so now TCS users, they are trying to access www.sbi.com. Once he is opening the TCS laptop and he is entering in the web browser www.sbbank.com, so now it will validate. What the first rule? It will go and it will check the rule validation. Implicitly deny. It is matching the condition. Automatically it will block it. So that's why what we have to do. This policy now, we have to make it like second policy. So now this is first policy and second policy. Always or customized policies we have to create top. Last policy always implicitly deny. Okay. So now this is the first policy and this is second policy. In this scenario now, once the end user is accessing, nothing but here TCS employee is accessing www. Okay, State Bank of India to do the application migration. Now this is the first validation. And what is the condition we provided here? Top to bottom validation or top to bottom approach. So now it is meeting the conditional criteria. Here itself, it will stop the condition part. It will not go and it will not validate second validation part. Or second rule, it will not think also. Because already what the criteria or condition or algorithm it is meeting. So this is the our policy. Because TCS employees, they wants to access www.sbi.com to do the application migration part. That the condition is already meeting that packet, automatically it will stop there itself. Why it has to go and it has to validate second rule? Because condition already criteria it is already matching. So this is called firewall rules validation. Let's go discuss about couple of other scenarios also. So now we want to block all racism or terrorism websites. So racism or terrorism or abortion or pornography or maybe social networking websites. Okay, so we are not sure about couple of racism websites names and also terrorism websites names. I will go with our social networking websites because everybody is aware of social media and social networking websites. Social networking websites. Now, so this is the third policy. Any user is accessing the State Bank of India. For all these users, we have to, okay, block these social networking websites. Social networking website is a category. Under that category, we do have the lot of websites or application. Social media or social networking is one of the category. Under that category, you know already very well. LinkedIn or YouTube or Gmail or Yahoo Mail or Instagram or Twitter or so share chat or everything, Facebook, WhatsApp, everything will fall under. Now, third policy, we are creating entire category now. Blocking of social network media or social networking websites. So now, where the employees of the State Bank of India they were located, all these people are located here. First, forget about first policy what are we created. Now HR team of the State Bank of India, Davos team of the State Bank of India, SOC team of the State Bank of India, and so on. Even probationary officers, clerks all over the India. For everyone, we have to block social networking websites. I will remove this one. Lot of messiness. Okay. So now second policies we are creating now. What is the second policy? So consider, as I said, this one is it is belongs to State Bank of India now. So all these are State Bank employees. So they are maybe branch officer or branch managers, a probationary officer, clerks, or maybe so they are sitting in the administration building of the State Bank of Mumbai location, or maybe cashiers and so on. So now for all the employees, for everyone, we have to block social networking websites. So now this one is State Bank of India overall network architecture diagram. All the employees are building, all the employees are located or deployed under the trust zone. Let's go back. And where the so social networking websites are located in the untrust zone, or public or internet or external. www.facebook.com, www.instagram.com, www.linkedin.com, www.youtube.com, so www.whatsapp.com, web.whatsapp.com, and all these are social networking media. So State Bank of India end users are located in the trust zone, and our social networking media websites are located under the untrust zone, because these are not a State Bank of India applications. Facebook is from Meta. Okay. LinkedIn is from Microsoft. And once again, okay, YouTube is from Gmail, Google. Okay, WhatsApp is from Meta once again. Instagram is from Meta once again. Okay. Now go back to here. Source zone. Okay, for every employee, trust zone. Any employee I want to block. Everybody who is located in the State Bank of India, for each and every employee. Destination zone and trust zone. Here, trust. So source zone is trust, all the employees of the State Bank of India. Destination zone, okay, untrust, where the applications are located, social networking media, untrust zone or external or internet. Source user, any, whether destination user is applicable, not applicable. Otherwise, you can keep any also, no problem. Not applicable. And port number, all the applications are running which port number? 443 HTTPS 443, and protocol HTTPS, and all the entire overall category I'm giving here. I'm not giving specific one website here. Social networking websites. So now finally security profiles, whatever it is applicable, you can go and you can create. Example, these are all the security profiles. Scheduling, not for a week, only for 1 week we are blocking that websites. No, always 365 days. And action, block. Now, any employee, any branch all over the India, even international branch people also, they are trying to access the, okay, so social networking related websites. So based on this condition, automatically it has to block. Now, whether it will block that condition, let's go and see now. What is our first rule? Rule number 3 here. So now in this scenario, Shaker, please don't respond except Shaker. Can anyone give the answer? In this scenario, whenever any employee is accessing social networking websites, whether they are able to access or not, and what is the firewall rules validation, it will go and it will stop. Anyone? What is my question here is, so whether now State Bank of India people, they are able to access the social network media or not? Yes or no?
No.
No,
Why?
sir.
Why?
They are implicitly deny, right?
Implicitly deny. That's right. Okay. For suppose now what we have to do, always as I said, implicitly deny. We have to make it like last one. Create our first policies first. Our organization policies are first. Okay. Now, so this is our third policy. Always keep move our last policy is bottom. Nothing but implicitly deny policy always last. Okay. Now you can change the our rule number 1 as a wireless to guest users. Rule number 2 is social networking media. Rule number 3 is State Bank of India. Sorry, implicitly deny. Now in this scenario, whether State Bank of users are able to access the our social network websites or not. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
They are able to access or not?
Yes.
Yes,
Access.
access, sir.
Access.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
What is the policy we created just now? What is the policy we created just now?
Your wireless guest access.
No. We gave it social networking websites block.
Block actually. Not access.
Yeah, they are
Sorry.
not able to access. I created it, not allow. Block. They are not able to
Okay.
access. Yeah, it is not allow. It's a block. Yes, it will go and it will validate top to bottom approach or top to bottom validation part. First, it will check once the end user, for example, one of the Hyderabad branch officer, maybe Gachibowli State Bank of India branch manager, in the leisure time or in the free time, he opened his desktop and he clicked on www.facebook.com. So in his web browser, now it will go and it will validate. So first policy, firewall access to TCS members in SBI. So this is not the first policy. So second policy, blocking up social network websites to within SBI bank. So this is the correct policy. Second policy, it is meeting the criteria or condition where Gachibowli State Bank assistant branch manager, he wants to access the facebook.com. Okay, now he opened his desktop and finally he clicked on the www.facebook.com. Then automatically based on this condition, now the second criteria, so it is meeting the condition automatically. What is the action we defined here? Block. Okay, it will block it. Now for example, instead of the block, okay, yeah, so far we created 3 policies. Now we'll create one more policy and finally I'll conclude for today class. Out of all social network media, implicitly deny this one. Out of all social networking media websites, okay, we want to block everything except linkedin.com. We are allowing to linkedin.com to all the State Bank of users. For example only I'm giving. Now I am knocking out linkedin.com. So remaining all the social networking websites, only we are allowing to State Bank of users to access their linkedin.com. They will not give practically, but as an example I am giving now scenario. So that is one of the policy we are creating. What is the fourth rule we are creating now here? Social, LinkedIn access to allow all the SBI users. So source zone, where the LinkedIn is available now, source zone is here all the employees are located in the trust zone, and linkedin.com is available in the public website from Microsoft. By the way, do you know LinkedIn? It's from Microsoft. Okay. So now LinkedIn is available in the untrust zone. So trust zone is from all the State Bank employees are sitting in the State Bank of India or any other location also. Destination zone, where linkedin.com is available, untrust zone. Source user, any of our SBI Bank employees, any, whether destination user is applicable in this scenario or not applicable. And port number, so LinkedIn is running on via 443, and protocol is HTTPS, and application, so www.linkedin.com. Now security profiles, we have to enable whatever it is required. We can enable that one. The action scheduling is always, it's not for one day, and the action is allow. We are allowing now. Now you can tell me whether the end user of the State Bank of people are able to access the so linkedin.com or not. Yes or no?
Not.
Yes, sir. Only
Not.
LinkedIn.
Who said
Not
yes?
access. Not access.
Okay. Morley said not able to access, and Dilly is saying that he is able to access. Dilly, why they are able to access? Can you give your reason?
Yeah, actually, social networking attacks is there now. Only we have to allow now LinkedIn.
Yes, we are allowing.
SBI.
Now my question is here is whether the State Bank of users are able to access linkedin.com, yes or no? You said yes. So how it is possible? Murli, you said no. Why it is no? What is the reason? Who said no other
Yeah,
than, yeah.
Actually,
yeah,
implicit bottom of bottom.
Okay,
Up.
implicitly deny, yeah, as you said, implicitly deny, it should be bottom of the, okay, so rule. Okay, as you said, I'll keep this one. So to bottom, okay, fine. So as per your suggestion, I made this one as a bottom. So this is 3 and this is 4. Now whether users are able to access the linkedin.com, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sirisha or
No, sir.
Indu?
In
Indu,
the sir.
why users are able to access the, okay, so linkedin.com, can you give the your reason how it is possible? Who said yes other than Sirisha and Murali?
Because
Whether,
we
Yeah.
yeah.
policy name is LinkedIn access to allow the SBI users, sir.
Okay, fine. We created the policy name as a LinkedIn access to allow users. So now as per this policy, you are saying that users are able to access the linkedin.com.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who said yes other than Sirisha? Sorry, Indu. Morley, how it is possible? Whether really it is possible to access linkedin.com? Who said no? Who said no? Anyone said no? Just to keep guess, it's okay, no problem. Actually, so whatever Murali and whatever Sirisha said, sorry, Indu said, it's wrong. Why? Because what is second policy we created? What is second policy?
blocking of social
Block.
network websites.
Okay. Under the social networking websites, linkedin.com will not fall under in generic. So under the social networking websites, whether linkedin.com is a social networking website or not,
Oh, yes, sir.
we are blocking the entire category on the second policy. We are blocking the entire category itself, second policy. We are blocking the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything under the second policy itself. What is the firewall rule validation now? Top to bottom. So whenever user is accessing, so where the packet first it will go? First it will go to first validation, first rule validation. What is first rule validation? Wireless guest access. Whether it is meeting the criteria, whatever we are looking for, whether it is looking for whatever we are looking for, it is meeting the condition. No. So whether it is meeting our condition, once the end user is able to access, as I said, Gachibowli, State Bank of India branch manager, in his desktop, he wants to access LinkedIn.com. So in this scenario, whether it is meeting to the second criteria or not.
No,
Yes,
sir.
it is. Yes, it is. Under the social networking websites, it's a overall category. Social networking is a overall category. Under the social networking websites itself, social media category, what are the couple of examples it will fall under? As said, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, ShareChat, Instagram, WhatsApp. Yeah, these are the couple of social media category of the websites. Now, whether LinkedIn is not a part of the social networking media, whether LinkedIn is a part of the social networking media or not, yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, whether it is meeting the condition or not, whenever Gachibowli State Bank of Manager is accessing the, so LinkedIn.com.
Okay.
Is it clear now or not now?
Okay.
Indu, is it clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yeah, and this is overall category. Even in the LinkedIn also, it's a part of the social networking media or social networking category. It is meeting the second condition itself. So then automatically it will block that activity. So this is the way. Now I will give one more thing. Now, now I'll ask one more question. If you want to enable the LinkedIn.com to State Bank of India users, what we have to do from this policy? Anyone? Now, as per the criteria,
We have to shift the second.
We have to
one
change
to third. Third one to second.
Exactly, perfect.
132.
Yes. So that means we have to change this one to this place, and I will remove this one. But in the practical scenario, there is no need to delete and add. Just you can move here and there. Cursor you have to change. That's all. So just you can move here top. You can move top to bottom here, because this is a demo tool. We are not able to do anything. So, but in the reality, so just you can go and you can do the top to bottom or bottom to top, wherever you want. Just you can change the place of the policy name. That's all. So now you can remove this one. So now my question here is whether users are able to access the LinkedIn.com or not. Whether users are able to access the LinkedIn.com or not.
Possible, sir.
Yes, it is. That's right. So this is the way how we can go and we can create policies. Now, couple of scenarios also. Brute force attack. So you know about now how to create policies now. Brute force attack is coming from 1.1.1.1. Whether it is from internal employee or external attacker.
Attacker.
It is from external attacker or internal employee.
External, sir.
External. How it is external?
Apart from private IP address.
Exactly. Apart from private IP address, 1.1.1.1 is a private IP address now. Now you can go and you can check the reputation of the IP address in the virustotal.com. For example, as the L1 analyst. So here virustotal.com. Click on here and go to search button. Give me another 2 to 3 minutes. Search button and enter the IP address. Check the reputation of the IP address. So reputation, for suppose right now it is showing as malicious. Suppose it is showing as malicious. Now it is showing as non-malicious. That's fine. But example, it is showing as malicious. Out of 94 vendors, 0 vendor. So total overall, these are all 94 vendors. So 0 by 94. Not even single vendor. They said like 1.1.1.1 is a malicious one. For consideration, what we are making like 1.1.1.1 as a our malicious IP address, and you want to block that malicious IP. Why we have to block that malicious IP? If you don't block that malicious IP, what will happen? Example, this malicious IP. After doing as a incident investigation, you found it's a malicious IP. What we have to do after identifying the malicious IP as a L1 analyst?
Raise the ticket on network
Okay, raise a
plug
ticket to security team to block the IP address because it's a malicious one. Okay, you are right. So now, for example, you are also handling the firewall itself, and you have to block the firewall. You want to block the IP address in the firewall side. How can you block the firewall IP address? And where we have to block? So where shall I go and block the firewall? Where
First
shall I
one,
go and block the IP address? Okay, first one, for
Mhm.
suppose we can go and we can block here itself. Okay, what is the name of the policy?
firewall, IP
brute
address.
force.
IP address blocking. Yeah, brute
IP
force
address.
attack or IP address blocking. Yeah, okay. Policy name. Okay, policy number is 1. Example. IP address blocking. And source zone.
Contrast.
Source zone.
External.
External.
1.1.
Okay, source zone from 1.1.1.1 untrust zone. You can give any zone. Any zone 1.1.1 we have to block. Any, okay, untrust, otherwise whatever you said, right? Okay. Untrust, okay. That is also fine. But you can give any also, that is also okay. Any you can give because all IP address 1.1.1.1 we have to block.
Anyway,
1.1.1.
Yes.
Destination. Sorry, source zone is any, sorry. Destination.
1.1.
Destination zone, not IP, destination IP address. Okay.
Internal, sir.
Internal. Okay. Otherwise, whatever you said, I'll follow that one itself. Untrust. And destination zone.
Trust.
Trust zone. Source user.
any,
Destination user.
any,
And where IP address field option. 2 more field actually we have to add. Source IP. All these fields will be
Destination.
available. Just source IP. What is the source IP?
1.1.1.
1.1.1.1. We are getting the traffic or attacks. Destination IP.
1.225.225.220.
No, you can give destination
sir.
IP is our internal IP. All of our private IP address range. Any you can keep.
Yeah.
Port number. Do you know port number? You can give any. Protocol. Any you can give any because not. Do you think that only through HTTPS that attacker will enter? Why not email? Do you think that brute force attack is possible only through our HTTPS? Even it is possible through via other protocols and other port numbers also. Just you can give any application. Any? Yes, you are right. So security profiles, whatever it is applicable to, you can keep any. Otherwise, scheduling.
Always
Perfect. And action.
black.
Yes. So this is the way how the firewall team, they will go and they'll block it. In couple of interviews, what they will do after going to our on-site, maybe face-to-face interview, they will open the firewall and they will ask them to block the IP address. So don't get scary, don't get fear, and don't get excitement. So just if you know the answer, okay, with calm and cool, okay, obviously we'll get the okay, so excitement and also we'll get fear and so on. But don't get confusion and don't be scary, and with the dare and courage and with confidence. So this is the place I will go, and this is the place I can. You are you can go to firewall policies tab, auto firewall. Just you can explain. There is no need to configure also. First of all, they will not even they will open the firewall also. They will not give a chance to okay block the IP address in front of them. So you can go on. You can say so. This is the place I will give the okay. So policy name, policy description, and source zone, source IP, destination IP, source user, destination user, and finally port number, protocol, action, and action is block. So you can say that one. That is fine. Okay, but okay. So in the reality, firewall team is different. In the reality, so couple of people, yes, you have the access to block the IP address in the firewall, but couple of companies, firewall team is different. Completely, entire team is different. You are a part of the SOC, or you are a part of the endpoint security. So maybe you are part of the SOC, and firewall team is different. Now, as Murali said, so we have to raise a separate ticket to firewall team to block the IP address in the firewall side. Otherwise, you have to raise a so separate ticket to client, ask them to block the IP address. So it depends whether you are selected for the product-based company, or whether you are selected for the service-based company, or whether you are selected for the even. So there is no L1, L2, L3, and everything you have to handle. Example, brute force attack is occurred, and you have done all the investigation, and you have to block the IP address, and you have the firewall access also. Then as a firewall guy, as a SOC guy also, you have to go and you have to block the IP address in the firewall also. You have the SIM tool access, and you have the firewall access also. Couple of companies, there is no L1, there is no L2, there is no L3. Those companies are product-based companies, especially product-based companies. Not all companies. In the product-based companies also, not all the companies. Couple of companies, they'll give a chance to work on each and every tool. You can work on the EDR, you can work on the SIM, you can work on the firewall, you can work on the proxy. Every tool access they will give to you. After completing the investigation, you can go and you can block yourself in the firewall. So this is the way, scenario to scenario, company to company, roles and responsibilities, it will be differed. Is it clear? But if you are going for consulting and service based company, firewall team is different most of the cases, and also our SOC team is different. It depends. It depends. Once again, I cannot give 100%. So this is the way every organization and every tool they will go and they will do the implementation, or they can give the access. That is the correct word. They can give the access. Okay. So that's all about overall. Okay. So firewall policies. So in the evening class, we are going to discuss about separate topic like a high availability or netting. It will take firewall itself a week minimum. Overall theoretical part with the practical demo, it will take 1 week. Okay. Any
Sir,
questions?
one more thing. Today we have a drive access.
Yes, I can
Thank
provide
you.
that one, and I will call you. Yeah, I will message you. Yeah,
Yeah, okay, thank you, sir.
thanks. Okay, guys, then thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.